I don't drop my clothes on the floor in the bathroom. I like to, I don't get completely nude when I take a shit, but I like to take off my gear. I don't like letting my pants hang around my ankles. No. I like to take them off, and a few steps from the toilet, and I leave my pants and my drawers on the floor. I used to, and then go sit on a shitter and fucking. Because I don't need space. I'm like Johnny Appleseed. I got to spread west, lay some fucking seed down.
I gotcha.
So I don't like putting my shit on the floor now because bugs can walk into them. Then you put them on, you got a bug in your asshole. Could
course
happen. As this has happened to everybody at one time or another. So I hang it on. There's a phone in the bathroom. So I hung my shorts on the phone. I took my shorts off the phone and normally would never look. But when I looked, and there was this fucking massive spider on the keys of the phone. And I was just like, what the fuck? Like, what if I hadn't looked and it had stayed in my shorts and I just pulled them up? Because I wouldn't have thought to look in my shorts because I'm like...
Because they're on the phone.
Yeah, they're on the phone and shit. So then the spider creeped me out, and I got out of the bathroom as quickly as I could.
Did you put your shorts on, or did you just run out?
I shook them out like fucking crazy. But I waited until I was outside the actual... Because there's the shit chamber in the bathroom where you actually take the shit, and then the bathroom itself with the tub and shit, and then a separate shower. So then I was casing the spider, because I can't kill an insect. I feel really bad about it.
You can fear them, but you can't.
I do. I totally fear them. And I will try to catch them and then put them outside.
Yeah.
So it becomes somebody else's problem. But I can't kill them. I can't crush a bug. So, because, it's very difficult to make a bug. My feeling. I can't make a bug, so I got no business killing them. I feel different about humans. I can make a human, so I can take a human's life.
If there was a human on your phone, you would have killed it.
I would have crushed it. So this spider, like 2 days later, I was outside the bathroom, like by the sink, and the spider was still fucking hanging out. So I tried to catch him, but he was too wily. And to catch him, I usually get a cup and put the cup over him, then slide a piece of cardboard under it, and take the whole affair to a window, drop it out. Got away from me. 2 days after that, I went to take a shower, I reached in, turned the shower on, and I looked to my left, and standing right on the shower door, less than an inch from my face, is this fucking spider. So I was like, I got to put an end to this. I got to stop it. So there was a container that had a piece of cake in it that we'd ordered from Frankie and Johnny's, a pizza place. So I went to get that container. This spider was too big for a cup. Take the container, and I'm chasing this fucking spider around, and I can't fucking get him to, like, get in there so I can close it and take it out. And he fucking jumped into the shower, climbed around the wall into the shower, and then fucking walked up the wall and then went and hung out in the top left corner of the shower. And
where you can't reach.
I really can't reach. Our ceilings are very, very high. So I had people coming over to watch the movie, and I had to take a shower because I hadn't showered in like 2 or 3 days. So I was like, fuck, what do I do? I thought about maybe I'll just put a hat on, but then I was like, I'll do it. And normally I don't shower with the light on, and the actual shower part has its own light because it's its own little room, and the door is frosted, so you can't see outside or inside. But I leave the light off because I don't want to see myself. I disgust myself. So, but I put the light on and showered with my eyes wide fucking open.
Just staring at the spider.
At this thing in the corner, man. Like he's up in the high corner and shit. Washing my hair, getting soap in my eyes with the thing open because I just want this thing like leaping down on me and shit. So he stayed in there, and then I was like, you know what? Somebody else's problem at that point. Because I figured he'd walk out, or it would go after Jen or something, but that ain't me. And she's always like, you and Harley are so afraid of bugs. I was like, because bugs fucking bite, man. And you don't want to, I just don't want them around me. It's like, why you got to mock me for it, you know? It's like, so what? You're brave. Big deal. I was a kid, like the other day, she was bitching, was like, kid called up to her room. She's like, there's a bee in my room. And then, her windows were open, so Jen was like, it'll fly out. And she's like, no, it won't. And Jen's like, God damn it. You and her are so fucking afraid of bugs. I was like, I don't know a kid who's not afraid of bees. And she's like, I wasn't afraid of bees when I was a kid. I got stung many times. I was like, well, fuck you. You're very brave. And she went and dealt with the bee. A day later, man, I went to take a shower again, and that fucking spider was outside the shower, hanging out on the wall. And I said, this will be the day. I got to get it. And we have a bug gun where it's like a little vacuum cleaner kind of, like a low-pressure vacuum that...
Specifically for
catching bugs and putting them out. Well, I mean, I imagine we bought it from a science store, so I imagine it's to catch them and study them and shit. for kids, but I use it to just rid the house of
Inject them with different kinds of fluids. And
yes, that kind of thing.
a master race of
Yeah,
spiders.
spiders. This is an unkillable spider. So it took me a while to catch it, and a few times it tried crawling out of the gun because the pressure, it was stronger than the suction pressure, because it doesn't have like the suction pressure of like a
not trying to
dustbuster.
kill it.
Yeah, because it would be like you kill it on its way through the unit. But it's a light kind of suction. Like you could pick up a piece of paper with it,
Gotcha.
and that should be good enough for sucking a bug in. It normally is, but this one, it did not fucking suck up. This thing was climbing out, and I had to rush to a window with it climbing out, like making its way to my fingers and shit, and finally cut it loose and whatnot out into the world.
But were you on like the second or third story?
Yeah, but I watched it. I didn't like. Well, my feeling is this: they have massive exoskeletons, right?
Gotcha.
So if you throw a bug from a second flight, it'll probably live. Probably.
I mean, I wouldn't say for sure.
But my feeling is that I'm not intentionally killing the bug. I'm putting the bug outside.
You're just saying, like, you're not allowed in here, and I'm going to give you a shot.
Yes, yes. And if you can live through this plummet, then,
Then you're worthy.
good on you.
Of being kicked out of my house.
Yeah, and I didn't kill you. You killed yourself by being in my house, kind of.
I was fishing once way up in British Columbia, and we were staying in a yurt, which is like a tent. It's like a round Mongolian tent.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a bunk. The bed I was on was like a piece of foam. And it was like a piece of foam, and it had some bedding on it and stuff. And I laid down on it, and I was sleeping. In the middle of the night, it was just like... And when I pulled back the foam, there was like a family of mice living under there.
Under the foam?
Yeah.
So they had kind of chewed like a hole through the foam.
Yeah, like if you
underneath.
looked through the foam, it was like a maze. Like they had chewed like tunnels through it, and then chewed out a big like middle area.
And you were sleeping on them?
Yeah,
How long had you been sleeping before? You have no idea how much.
it was like a
this
few
terrifies
hours.
me. How really? You were sleeping there for a few hours, unbeknownst?
Yeah,
Mice were living beneath you.
yeah, because I think
Were
that
you crushing the mice?
I don't think so. I mean, the foam was pretty thick, so I think that like even with my body weight, and it was up near my head, just to make it even more.
Oh my god! What do you think goes through a mouse's head? Like shh.
It's one of them.
It's like an Anne Frank thing where they're like, everyone be quiet.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the fucking bombing of Dresden. Like, shh,
We can't let them hear.
don't kill the children. We're not going to make it.
And
I don't know.
One of the mice is like, I'm in love with Peter. And the mother's like, not now.
Wow.
So it made me want to watch Schindler's List, and boy, that movie fucking holds up. But so many scenes in that movie where you're just like, oh man, like when they're liquidating the ghetto, and everyone's
Yeah.
like, they have these like insane hiding spaces.
Yeah.
Like there's obvious things like a dude hid in the back of the piano, like in the piano.
Yeah.
But a lot of them like opened up floorboards and then
Yeah.
like created this like pull the string so the rug comes back over the floor and shit like that.
Yeah.
So, could you imagine where it's just like, maybe we'll get away with it.
Well, just
just
that
hide
experience of hiding.
Yeah.
Waiting.
Hiding in the floor and like you gotta control your breathing, and in that movie they just start shooting into the ceilings at one point.
Yeah.
But the worst hiding moment in that movie is when they go to take a bunch of people from the prison camp. Like they try to load a bunch up onto the train, like they get rid of the sick people and the kids.
Yeah, that's when
And
the
there's
kids.
that fucking horrible scene where like you just hear a bunch of kids singing, and like they cut to like a large crowd of children coming around the building, like la 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 la. And then one of the parents looks over, and everyone fucking realizes what's going on. And then some of the smart kids,
They run off.
they go run off, and the one motherfucker is trying to find a place to hide all
He
over
goes
the
in
joint.
the outhouse.
He goes in the outhouse. That shot of the dude crawling into the toilet and landing in like this sea of piss
Poop
and shit.
Yeah.
And then he gets in there, and some motherfuckers are like, find your own hiding space.
I know.
And they try to boot him out of latrine, and then he just looks up and shit like, what the fuck? That may be the most horrible image in cinema history. It's just like, think of how many fucking hurdles that kid had to jump in order to get to that place where he was
Exactly,
getting
where he's like,
booted
"I'll
from the
do
goddamn
this."
yeah, totally.